not formal training. Okay, so this training is not formal yet, but and then so it's a little messy. I apologize for being messy here, but eventually hide this damn floating control a little bit. So we talk about pattern matching in functional programming language. Can anybody tell me about what is pattern matching? What is the term pattern mean?
I mean, it's like a relation between something.
No, no, that's not a correct definition in this context. In this context, the term pattern is which means that a predictable behavior, something that you can notice people doing over and over again. You can recognize, okay, this is a pattern. Okay. Okay, you do things like this one time, it's okay. You do 5 times, right? That's a pattern, more like a habit, right? So you recognize this is a pattern. Okay, so the term pattern, which means uh, back in old day, we use something called regular expression to check the pattern in the string and then be matching for it. If you see string like this, extract it. Okay. If you see string in this pattern, it is a phone US phone number. If you see string in this pattern, it is a ID number, of this whatever. But pattern has been used in communication for a long time. In communication, we send either signal or pattern, right? So that people can recognize it. We use all sort of signal or symbol to do it. So we call pattern matching. Why we need to do the matching? Why we need to matching? Before we get into it, we gotta understand the terminology, right? Why would they do the matching? What the definition of the word match? What does it mean?
Similar.
Match.
It's something like
When it match something, you're looking for something and then you found a match, which means you found exactly the specification you're looking for. Yeah. There's a match.com. You have ever heard of it? Where you can find your wife or girlfriend. So you're looking for a match. But the word match also mean like competition, things like that in sport event and all that, which is you matching two things together and then compete to see who win. But the word match mean between that there's a pattern and then you try to match it, you fit it to it. So there's a pattern here. There's a shape of thing and you fit another shape into it. If it match, then it fits, right? We also use the term fit or match in machine learning. When we try to match the data with the model, but I don't want to get out of topic here. So pattern matching, which mean that we try to recognize the pattern of data structure and extract information out of it. That is the term I'm using here with functional programming. Anybody needs like translation, I can បកប្រែខ្មែរ a little bit. So pattern matching ភាសាខ្មែរយើងបានន័យថាយើងព្យាយាមទាញយក information ចេញពី data structure ចំពោះ information ទាំង line ណាដែលត្រូវនឹងទម្រង់ដែលយើងស្វែងរកអញ្ចឹងទម្រង់ដែលយើងស្វែងរកយើង call ថា pattern 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 ឧបមាថាយើងស្វែងរក first name and last name ចេញពី data structure មួយឥឡូវខ្ញុំបង្កើត data structure មួយខ្ញុំទាញប្រើនៅក្នុងភាសានេះគឺ Elixir ខ្ញុំ install Elixir ហើយបើណាទៅអត់ទាន់ install ទៅយើងដើម្បី install Elixir យើងត្រូវការ install Erlang សិនបន្ទាប់មកបានយើងអាច install Elixir run ជាមួយវា Elixir របស់ខ្ញុំ version អាចទៅមើល version មែនខ្ញុំ run ទៅខ្ញុំ run Erlang version 27ហើយនឹង Elixir version 1.17.3 Okay, let's create a map. Let's call it person. Okay, we have a map. called person. This person is a map. So map percent and then open curly brace. The first name John, last name Doe, and then phone which is +1 800 505 T254. Okay, email the test of info at techhub.com. Okay, I close it. So if you look at this map is a data structure. What type of data structure is map? Map is data structure that has key and value. What we're using for key here, I'm using shorthand, which is a short syntax for it. But in the key here, we're using here, is we're using something called atom, ATOM. ខ្មែរយើងហៅ atom ប៉ុន្តែភាសាខ្ញុំហៅថា atom ភាសាអង់គ្លេសatom វាមកពីភាសាក្រិកមានន័យថា something undivisible indivisible មានន័យថាបំបែកទៅទូជាលេខកើតហើយទូជាងគេហើយអញ្ចឹងអាហ្នឹងហើយគេហៅថា atom ប៉ុន្តែឥឡូវអ្នកវិទ្យាសាស្ត្រមកបំបែក atom ទៅជា proton បំបែកអា Pluton ទៅជាអូយម៉ែបែកទៅអស់ហើយអញ្ចឹងវាអាហ្នឹងវា concept ហ្នឹងវាអូលវាអូលប៉ុន្តែយើងនៅតែប្រើពាក្យថា atom ប៉ុន្តែនៅក្នុងភាសាបើយើងសិក្សាពី Ruby ភាសា atom គឺគេមិនប្រើ atom ទេគេហៅថា symbol នៅក្នុង mathematics នៅក្នុងគណិតវិទ្យាក៏យើងប្រើពាក្យថា symbol បានន័យថាឈ្មោះរបស់ symbol ហ្នឹងគឺជា data itself បានន័យថាម៉េចបានន័យថាខ្លួនឯងហ្នឹងជាព័ត៌មានផងជាឈ្មោះផងនៅក្នុង C C++ ឬក៏ក្នុង Golang យើងហៅវាថា constant វាដូចតែគ្នាទេវាគ្រាន់តែនៅពេលនេះយើងហៅវាថាជា arm ឬក៏ symbol ឬក៏យើងហៅវា whatever you know វាគ្រាន់តែជា constant មានន័យថាវា constant ហ្នឹងបានវាជា symbol បានន័យថាម៉េចបានន័យថាវាជាឈ្មោះផងជា data ផងណាវាអត់មាន data assign ទៅវាទេវាឈ្មោះផង data ផងប៉ុន្តែនៅពេលនេះគឺយើងប្រើវាយើង assign data ទៅវាប៉ុន្តែចំពោះ map អីគេ map what is map can you explain to me
collection of data that have the key yes think and information of it.
Good, very good. So map is a data structure that has key and value. Why we need key? Why don't we just have value? Array doesn't have key, they have index. Why?
Too easy for call it.
Yeah, easy to find it,
Yes.
recall it, easy to work with. Because if you just have value and then you keep track it with index, just like an array, like John Doe, $50, things like that. Oh man, what is that thing? $50. You don't have the attributed objects. So when you work with an object, you don't know the attribute object. It's hard to know anything about that object. So let's talk about English language or any language a little bit. I used to be a very good student with English because I understand English grammar well. Not that I'm smarter than anybody, but I understand what is noun, what is pronoun, what is verb, adverb, whatever it is. So let's talk about an object. When we see an object, we're going to give it a name. And then we call an object because, and then we give a name based on its property, its behavior, its attributes, right? And its behavior. So, but the name ភាសាខ្មែរហៅថាបញ្ញត្តិមានន័យថាវាមិនមែនជាសភាវៈពិតរបស់ ថតនោះទេវាគ្រាន់តែឈ្មោះតែយើងតែឲ្យវាទេ you could call it parrot or you could call it sage you could call it
different
crazy bird annoying bird it's like it's up to you but it doesn't change the state of that object the state of object is already defined by nature and its behavior usually it already have its own behavior but any information that we describe about that object is adjective which means that it gives information about the object you don't know anything about me until you use something to describe me you don't know anything about cows until you say hey cow has 4 legs cow has horn cow eat grass cow look like this you kind of so now you define attributes of the cows so let's say I have person attribute of my person was first name last name phone email these attributes could exist independently without attaching to this person but because it belongs to this person I group it and together into a data structure I call it a map and I have key and value in C# we call dictionary and in Python we also call dictionary yeah easy right in Golang we also call it map so let's press enter what you get first name last name phone name are very nice right very nice let's do pattern matching I just want first name okay and then I just want first name and then I call it I've name which is I've could be a swear word so and then I do pattern match so this is a pattern matching I have a person data structure that have 4 property on the right side I just extract the name app name from the left hand side I'm using the map syntax to pattern match it because I know this guy is a map so when I press enter if I check my variable app name I got John I could extract the entire thing if I wanted, but I extract only one property. The good thing about map, you can extract just the property you wanted. It gives you that. So in Elixir, this is not assignment. It is called destructuring or pattern matching in our Elixir language. So let me write a function. I write a function, okay? Let's see. I define a module. I can say module demo I define a function called get okay let's say okay welcome and then I'll just extract certain thing here I want first name and I want last name and then my function will do very simple thing I will just do puts hello okay first name space last name right and then I do n if you look at here in another language you would pass in a map into the function and the function will get the value out of that thing right yes. But in Elixir we shortcut it we make it shorter you can extract information right here in the parameter list so when I do map first name last name which means that the map that you pass to me I will extract the first name and last name tin vô first name last name ពី data structure map ហ្នឹង print វាបដ ாய் វាអត់យូរដូច language គេផ្សេងគេផាសចូលមកដល់ក្នុងហើយបានយើងដកយកបានដែរណាហើយអានេះក៏វាជា in React when you pass the props into the child prop you can do this structuring and extract it like that too in React you could react, you will see it too. But some people might not notice it, or some people might notice it, but me, I know. When I see it, oh, destructuring in the constructor, in the primary list. So I extract first name and last name out of it. Let's use this thing, demo, and then I'm going just to welcome, and then I'm just pass in my person. So my person have more than just first name, last name. It have phone, email, whatever. But my function will extract two value, which is first name, last name, display it.
Yes.
And how do I know that I can extract this thing? Because I know the contract, I know data structure, I know that they have the key first name, last name. But what if they don't have that? Then you get a nil, which it will not match. If it's not give you an error, but give you a nil, which means that the value of first name is nil. Or let's say you do price in your function, it could not find a price in the data structure, which is give you, it's not matching, it give you nothing. So when I say hello John Doe, is it good? Yes, now you know how to define a map, you know a pattern matching, you know how to define a module, and you define a function inside.
Yes.
Let's see what time is it. I think we 11:30, right? 11:30. That's the time. We have 20 more minutes. So that is a pattern matching. Let's say x equal 10. Okay. So if I do 10 equal x, it work. But if I do 9 equal x, what is this? No match of the right hand side, 10. So it say that 9 is not equal 10. So equal sign in Elixir had two functions. It could assign a value to the left hand side variable, or if the variable on the right hand side, then it start to match and start to destructure it, start to compare, and then deal your information. Okay, this is a feature in functional language. It's not happen in your another language. It might not work. In Python, you can do destructuring too. Destructuring assignment in Python. Let me show you Python, okay? Python, right? I'm not the expert Python. I don't code it all the time. But you say mn equal 10 and 50. What I'm doing here, on the right side, I have something called tuple. See, tuple in Python is using different syntax than tuple in Elixir. And then on the left side, I have two variables, which is m and n. So m and n, in this case, we do structuring. We do assignment 10 into 10 to what? To m. And then 50 to n. Okay, let's do it. M to correct, n correct, right?
Yes.
So Python also work very similarly.
But it's just for normal, not a complex structure.
You can do craziness in Python too with destructuring. They call destructuring. Yeah, they call destructuring. In JavaScript, they call destructuring too. But not all language support destructuring. Remember that some language is not supporting it. But if they support, one function that you would write in your destructuring is swap. The swap function that we learned before. In Python and then in Elixir, we write so easily. We just change the location in one line. So this is we call pattern matching. And then I will tell you one more thing called data structure called list. Let's talk about list a little bit. What is list? Can anybody tell me about list? What's the difference between list and array? Tell me. Why I'm not calling it array? Why I call list? And then why list is different than array?
List we can think about the linked list and recursive It's like that.
Yeah, it's a linked list. In Elixir specifically, list is a
It's
link
not a normal list.
link between nodes. So when you store thing in the list, each item is stored in something called a node.
Yes.
And those nodes connected to another node, and those nodes connected to another node, it form a chain, and then we call a list. And each item in the thing, there's no cardinal orders, which means that it doesn't make sense to sort the list.
Yeah.
Because they don't have index that allows you to sort it properly. You can sort it, but it's very expensive to sort it. It's the thing about linked list is you can find stuff faster than array, because array, if you don't know the index, you have to compare the value for all the item. You go through one by one to find it. And if you use binary search, it cut the amount of search in half, but it's still very expensive. But for linked list, the advantage was you can add new lists in very quickly without having to resize the array. Because you disconnect this link, add new link in, connect it back. So that's it. For array, you want to add stuff in,
Exactly location.
You have to find the index where to put it in. You have to copy this thing, expand the array, and all sort of stuff. It costs more expensive operation, costs more CPU, and things like that. So when you study like data structure algorithm, you understand all of that. But for now, just understand what is list and how we use it. The syntax list is like that. That's a list. Empty list. I have list of 1 and 2. I want to connect it with another list, 3 and 5. I got a new list, which is,
The new one.
yeah, 1, 3, 2, 4, 5. Okay, let me see. I have 1, 2, and then I have another list, minus, minus, 1, 2, and 3. See what happened. Okay, this link empty. Let's see. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, and then I have another list, 1 and 2. Okay, this list took 2 items out. If the item match, found out. Okay, so that's how list. So we connect the list together. We we take some stuff from list, but list, let's say, if I do list like this, in Elixir, when you type in the age and then whatever is it go to the documentation and tell you. See, I type age in list, it tell me, oh, this is a linked list, hold 0, 1 more element in the blah 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 blah, and then the list can be heterogeneous. Heterogeneous means that it's two items not the same. Okay, string and then number, mixing stuff in there, and then atom in there. You see symbol in there. But it's homogeneous, which means that this list only take stuff with the same stuff. If you want to store numbers, store string, all item is same. But this list is very capable. Concatenation. What is concatenation? Concatenation means connecting together. Okay, we both joke here. The term concat. Two lists can be concatenated and subtracted. Can both joke here, rồi đọ trên việc here using plus plus slash two plus plus slash two. What's that mean? Plus plus slash two. Function in Elixir or Erlang, we use something called the word slash and then the number of argument, number of parameter. So plus plus take two.
And just talk about this one like nhà thôn nhà tôiจะเป็นวิบัติmột chiều không này là mình adding ra được mình
And then string connection binary.
anh nó mình smart adding ra mình ở bạn
Concatenation.
yeah concatenation
Yeah.
môn gì mà
To choគ្នា.
ở đấy cái môn số cái được plus bạn
Yeah, so but here let's understand the syntax. What does this syntax mean? This syntax means that we have a plus plus function that take two arity. Arity mean argument, number of argument. Two arity mean two argument. But if you see the plus, this function is very strange. It take one argument on the left and one argument on the right. You look at here. So in programming, argument doesn't have to all be on the right, in parentheses. Argument one on the left, argument one on the right. This function is called in between. We call this infix function, a function that take parameter, not one on the left, one on the right. And the function is in between, we call infix function. You see? So we mean postfix function, prefix function, and infix function, of course. So, but then in this case, you see, minus slash 2, we read it subtract function with two arguments, with two arity. So when you see slash in Elixir, we just try to tell you that this minus function take two arguments, take two parameters. What the difference between parameter and argument?
Parameter, we use it by what's called
you cannot forget this. This is very fundamental in computer science. Yeah, let me tell you, okay. Parameter, when we define the signature of the function, we call the input parameter. But when you use the function, the information you're passing in as input, we call them argument, because it no longer just a symbol anymore, and no longer a representation anymore. It's the actual value. So when you pass information into your function, it is now the actual value. So now it's no longer a parameter, it's called them arguments. Right? You cannot forget this. If you forget it, I will kick you out of this tech hub very soon. I'm telling you, I cannot let you here. It's a disgrace to programming community. You don't know this. You don't know programming. I don't know how to help you. But you see this example here. You can type it. Just type 18 list and then try this example out. Let's try it out to see yourself. That's correct, you know. You see here. Okay, this one is very interesting here. I want you to know this syntax, the pi syntax inside the list of Elixir. The pi syntax of a list of Elixir, okay? The pi syntax means prepended. Prepended. So let's discuss two terms, prepend and append. Prepend, you have a list, 5 items. When you prepend it, you add at the front. When you append it, you add at the end. So we call append at the end, prepend at the front. Why Elixir at the front? Because it's more efficient. To add the end, you have to go through from start to finish to add to the end. To add the front, you just add right now. And then you reverse operation. You run the reverse operation, it goes back to the end. So it saves a lot of time. You have a 1 million item, you can add right now, right away, right? Save time. You don't have to go through 1 million item and then add at the end. That's nasty. So we prepend things to a list in Elixir. That's why we do it. And the syntax to add things here, we have a list of 1, 2, 3. When you add 0 to it, you just put 0 or put that variable there and put a pi, and then and that list, it create a new list with 0, 1, 2, 3. So we call it prepend to a list. So remember, always prepend to Elixir list. Don't append to it. It's nasty. it's slow. Okay, do that. So let's try that out. Let's go to the bottom here and then have a list. I call this list XS, and I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So my, oh yeah, I've got the equal sign. Okay, so my list XS is 1, 2, 7. So let's say I have X equal 8, right? I want to add it to this thing, and then I call it ZS. Okay, so I have this syntax. I have X prepend it to XS. So now ZS equal 8, 1, 2, 3, 8. But see, it's efficient, but it in the wrong place. And then you do a reverse. Reverse it, and then you can do list, reverse, and then ZS. Let's see if it work. No, that's not a correct function, but we have a function for reverse. But then you check X. X is still 8. XS is still 1, 2, 7. ZS is have the word age in it, have the age identity. So this is another concept that we're going to talk about next, maybe next time or whatever, we call immutability. Upchain ទេ list គឺ transform XS យើងអត់ដូរវាទេយើងចង់បាន list ថ្មីគឺបង្កើត ZS add វាទៅណា Okay, now let's do some pattern matching. Okay, I do head and tail equal ZS. Okay, this is very important. We have a data structure on the right. We have a pattern match variable on the left. We try to extract this list, the head and the tail. The tail in programming language different than the tail you see in animal. Okay. when you take the head, you take one item out of the list, and the rest of the list we call the tail. Okay, ត្រឹមកមកដល់កតុយក្រោយនេះអាហ្នឹង tail កតុយមិនមែនកតុយតែកតុយទៅក្រោយនោះទេណាខុសខុសនៅក្នុង programming head គឺមក item ដំបូងកតុយប្រមាណគឺ the rest of it are tail មិនមែនកាត់កតុយយកចុងក្រោយគេមួយនឹងថាកតុយទេ Okay, so now we extract it. Okay, why the hell it's not working?
It's not much.
Okay, wait. Let me see the syntax real quick for my destructuring head and tail.
We have like eight, and then so we call it a slash.
Yeah, I have slides, right?
Oh, you use.
Oh, what the heck? No, come on. Yeah, your English is not okay. So we chop the whole thing into head and tail. We use a pipe. So the pipe could use for many things. Used for adding prepend item into a list, and also used for data pen. But do you look up here? This happened on the right hand side of the equal sign, pattern match operator, and then the structuring on the left. But if you do on the left and then data structure on the right, you extract information. In this case, not adding. So when you do this, now you check the head, check the tail. The tail is the rest of it is the from កដល់កតុយអត់មានកតុយចុងក្រោយទេ Yep. So this is pattern matching in action. I'm telling you, pattern matching right here. We use pattern matching operator. Equal sign is a pattern matching operator. If you want to compare 3 equal 3, use double equal sign for comparison. If you use equal sign, it's either assignment or pattern matching. It depends on what on the left, what on the right. Okay.
We use like question mark for us, like it's true also, like right?
What
About
do you mean?
question mark.
Question mark later?
Oh,
I use question mark to give me the binary representation, the code, the ASCII code representation of character. Let's say I do this. I say, oh, we're using number 88 to represent this X character. We use 104 number to represent the H character. So those be very useful too. But use the age for help, and then you can ask question for anything. Let's say div. Okay, I check the div function is taking two integer or positive integer, and then return integer. And then division, it take the division, but it deal only with integer. So 5 ចែកនឹង2ស្មើប៉ុន្មានមក2ពីព្រោះអានេះវាចែកតែលេខគត់ទេវាចែកលេខក្បៀសទេតិចយកអានេះទៅចែកខុសអញ្ចឹងអានេះវាឲ្យឧទាហរណ៍យើងឃើញទេអញ្ចឹងតែចង់ដឹង function អីក៏ថៃ age មកថៃទៅវាប្រាប់យើងទៅ function ហ្នឹងប្រើមិន Elixir សួរចឹង No, I know how to do things because I check the documentation directly in my terminal. You see it?
You work while you study.
Yeah, you work while you study. That's why I say don't study without work. Do work when you start to study. That's more efficient. That's what I'm finding. But my teaching format right now is informal, but when it's formal, here's a format. I present you a concept theory, I explain to it, I give you a demo, and then I give you a task to do so that I get instant feedback from you, from your learning. And then I ask things orally. You see, when I ask question, I don't like to ask in a paper and stuff like that. I ask orally to explain it. You have to be able to explain the concept to me clearly, giving your own word example to the concept, not just like, give me a theory without understanding it. Yeah, because me, I don't understand thing, very big thing. I understand very simple thing, but I understand it clearly.
That to our real life.
Yeah, to a real life. That's how I understand thing. Not, and that's the ability for me to explain things to people well, because I don't like understand big thing. I understand simple thing, but very clearly. I learn English for children. My friend learn advanced English. Okay. But I'm better than them because I got the fundamental better. I understand, like, even though this word the children speak, when you understand it deeply, you understand deeply. You don't have to do like advanced English and then you don't understand it deeply. That's a waste of time, So for me, you gotta get the basics down right. The basic and right. And then every hour you study with me, you have to spend 3 hours on your own to study on your own. But the rule for me as a good student in the US university, 1 hour study at school, 3 hours on my own. 3 hours I study at university, I study 9 hours on my own on that subject. So that's my rule, but you can use whatever rule you like. But for me, it worked for me. Okay, time's up. Thanks everyone for joining the session, very informal session. I will teach the real session when we have all the students, all the can stop. But for now, I speak most of it are English because we're gonna post our lesson on YouTube channel and so that I want everyone to understand it. My English is horrible, but I don't care because I'm teaching technology, not English. Okay.
That's enough.
Mhm. And then sometimes I speak correctly too, but sometimes I speak pidgin English. ប្រៀបភាសាប្រៀបអង់គ្លេស you know ប្រៀបនិយាយវាមិនម៉ាត់ដែរណា Okay, I'll talk to you guys next time. Okay, enjoy.